The corrosion of morals and values, the impact of sinful corruption on today's society. Introduction. In the tapestry of human existence, the threads of morals and values are intricately woven, forming the foundation upon which societies thrive. However, in the contemporary landscape, the specter of corruption has cast a dark shadow over these foundational principles. The corrosion of morals and values by sins has become an alarming concern, affecting individuals across genders. This essay explores the pervasive impact of sinful corruption on the morals and values of both men and women, unraveling the intricate web that entangles societies today. The ubiquity of corruption. In today's society, corruption wears many faces. It manifests not only in the traditional sense of financial malfeasance but also in the erosion of moral and ethical standards. The sins of greed, dishonesty, and selfishness permeate various facets of life, seeping into the very fabric of societal structures. The consequences of this corruption are far-reaching, touching the lives of both men and women in profound ways. Corruption and its influence on male morality. Men, as integral members of society, bear witness to the corrosion of morals and values in unique ways. The sin of greed, for example, often drives men to prioritize personal gain over communal well-being. This self-centered approach fosters a culture where the pursuit of power and wealth takes precedence, leading to a devaluation of virtues such as empathy and compassion. Dishonesty, another insidious sin, can corrode the moral compass of men, undermining trust and integrity within interpersonal relationships. As deceit becomes normalized, the foundations of familial and societal bonds weaken, eroding the very essence of a harmonious coexistence. Moreover, the sin of lust can distort the perception of healthy relationships, objectifying individuals and reducing human connections to mere physicality. This corrosion of moral values pertaining to love and intimacy contributes to the degradation of meaningful partnerships, perpetuating a culture of superficiality and instant gratification. Corruption and its impact on female morality. Women, too, grapple with the consequences of sinful corruption that cast a long shadow over their lives. The sin of envy, for instance, can lead to toxic comparisons and competition among women, fostering an environment where the achievements of one are perceived as a threat rather than a source of inspiration. This corrosion of supportive networks undermines the fabric of female solidarity, hindering collective progress. Similarly, the sin of pride can distort women's perceptions of self-worth, promoting an unhealthy pursuit of perfection and external validation. This societal pressure to conform to unrealistic standards exacerbates mental health issues and perpetuates a cycle of insecurity, stifling the innate potential of women. The sin of wrath, when manifested in the form of aggression or hostility, can hinder the nurturing and empathetic qualities traditionally associated with women. This erosion of emotional intelligence contributes to the breakdown of familial and communal bonds, as conflict and resentment replace open communication and understanding. The interconnected impact on society. While the corruption of morals and values affects men and women differently, the intertwining consequences are undeniable. Societal structures are built on the collective adherence to a shared moral code, and when this code is compromised, the foundations begin to crumble. The repercussions are evident in the breakdown of trust, the erosion of empathy, and the rise of individualism at the expense of communal well-being. The erosion of values also leaves a void that is often filled by more insidious ideologies. Extremism, bigotry, and intolerance find fertile ground in societies where moral decay is rampant. The consequences can be observed in the increasing polarization and division that characterize contemporary discourse, as individuals become entrenched in their beliefs, unwilling to engage in constructive dialogue. Conclusion. The corrosion of morals and values by sinful corruption represents a pressing issue that permeates the very core of society. Both men and women are affected, albeit in distinct ways, as the sins of greed, dishonesty, envy, lust, pride, and wrath weave a tapestry of moral decay. Recognizing the interconnected impact of these corrosive forces is essential for fostering a collective commitment to rebuilding the foundations of a virtuous society. Addressing this issue requires a multifaceted approach, encompassing education, social reform, and individual introspection. By cultivating a culture that values integrity, compassion, and mutual respect, societies can resist the insidious influence of sinful corruption, nurturing an environment where morals and values can thrive once more. Only through collective effort can we hope to reverse the corrosive tide and build a future where the fabric of society is woven with threads of virtue and righteousness.